Hey, I'm Arch, how you doing? Today we're going to talk about Mr. Pandaria. It's finally out, so we've got a fair bit to talk about, mainly because I'm on one of those unfortunate servers where I've come home from work, wanted to log on, and I'm confronted with a queue of 2,300 people in front of me. So it looks like I'm probably going to get on for another 2-3 hours, so I thought I might as well sum up what I've been up to, what stuff you can do, catch up with everybody. Right, so, Miss Pandaria, what of it so far? Pretty good, to be fair. Better than Cataclysm. I played Wrath. That's when I really started to get into it. Wrath was alright. Burning Crusade, I didn't really play that much. It was a bit shit. But yeah, no, so far Mr. Pandaria is pretty good. I like it. The questing, I didn't really see much of the story. For those of you that saw my other video, I kind of just powered through to level 90 to try and hit round first Warlock, which I did. Come on! That was tense. I was close as well. I think the dude behind me was like 7 minutes behind or something like that, like constantly whispering each other, what percent are you on, what percent are you on, oh my god, I'm going to run out of quests. But oh, it was great. So I didn't really see much of the story. I'm now sort of in between, when I get a chance, going back and trying to do all the quests in all the areas again, just to mainly make sure I open up all, get all reputation I can. But yeah, I didn't really see much of the story, but it looked promising. People say the story's pretty good. I'm not really one that does it for the story, to be honest. I mainly do it for the gear and the loot. I don't really do lore. No, that's not for me. But you know, there's a few things that they really should have worked on. Like the biggest one that's really winds me up is Shire of Anger. Now, first of all, I don't see why a Tolbarad or Wintergrass style of way of getting PvP and tier loot into the game. I don't know why they got rid of that. Because for the first time, probably, yeah, pretty much for the first, maybe in Wrath, maybe it sort of worked in Wrath, but Cataclysm it just didn't make any sense. For the first time, it actually makes perfect sense to have a zone which is under constant conflict, fighting all the time between Alliance and Horde, where you come along. Just think about it, right? This whole expansion is based on the principle of Alliance have come to Pandaria, Horde have come to Pandaria. I don't really focus on the lore, but this is what I picked up from the little cutscenes, because yeah, I watched the cutscenes. And then they're fighting, and the pandas are like, oh no, don't fight in our panda land, because then the Shah come along and that's bad juju. And so for this time, surely it makes sense that there's an area where Alliance and Horde battle, and then at the end of the battle, somebody's victorious. Say Horde, just because I'm Horde. And then because of the massive battle that ensued, all this Shah from all the hatred and the anger and the conflict which got released manifests itself into the Shah of Anger, and it's there for 2 hours while the people that won the battle get to kill it and get the loot, and then after that it's been defeated and dissipated down, and then it's clear again, and then the whole battle starts again, and then the winning team gets control of it, and then the Shah's manifested itself again from all the hatred and all the turmoil and all the fighting and all the conflict. Surely that makes sense. This expansion. Is it just me? Because I fucking hate Shire of Anger, because you got to be in the right place at the right time and in the right raid group. 2 or 3 times I've been in it, and I've been in a raid group, and there've been about 4-5 other raid groups, and it's been like, fucking tag it. You got to like tag it as quick as it can, and it's like, oh, we didn't. I haven't killed it yet because I can't get in the right raid group, and it's really annoying because I'd quite like some tier legs or gloves. But okay, fair enough. They wanted to have it as an open world boss that respawns every 2 hours or whatever, so that they wanted to get world bosses back in the game. I can understand that. So why didn't they follow the principle that they did for all of the group quests that they've done, where you only have to tag a mob to get credit for the kill, like you do with the group crest. They've got an exclamation mark, you know, all you've got to do is hit it, anybody else hit it. You don't have to be in their group. You get credit for it. Bam, crest done, objective complete, sweet, move along. Why couldn't they do that so that anybody who hits the Shire of Anger gets credit for it? Because it's personal loot. What does it matter? You're going there with a raid of 40 people. It doesn't matter whether there's 40, 10 or 25. You have a chance at winning loot. Why couldn't they do that on an open scale? Anybody that attacks the Shire of Anger whilst he's alive, if he then dies, you are in a chance of getting loot. And it's personal. You know? I just can't help but think that there's two different ways they could have done that so much better than they did. But they didn't. So, I mean, it's not all I can say, not what can be done, really. Blizzard's, they'll do what they want to do, and at the end of the day, that's what they've done. But personally, I wouldn't have done that, but it just fucking annoys me. And while I'm on the angry subject, once you hit level 90 and you start doing Golden Lotus dailies, you will also come across this quest, which is infuriating. It's the one where you have to, you go to the little village, and the Shell Tin are attacking, you've got to kill them, and you've also got to get the water buckets and put the fires out on the houses that they're setting fire to, right? You think, yeah, not too bad, we've done the whole set, put the water fires out before quest, yeah, it's cool, it's fine. Not quite like I remember there was a quest pretty much exactly the same in Wrath, where you had to, just as you got into Zoldrak, there was a little village, and you had to kill the people, and then you had to throw the water buckets on the houses, which just randomly caught fire. I don't know, they're just combusted, they're just poof, and fire. That's fine, you could just do it, bam bam bam. This time, you got a quest to kill the Shell 10 attackers, but the fires are spawned by the Shell 10 pillagers. So they have to be left alone long enough to walk over to the house and throw a little fire stick to set it on fire. Now you've got, well, maybe not on your side, but mine, hundreds of people killing, like trying to get that quest part done. And then you've got hundreds of people sitting on the roofs trying to get that quest part done. Usually that would be okay. But because the people killing are killing the pillagers, there's no fires. And nobody, there's no fire starting because the pillagers are dying and aggroing and just running off and doing their own thing, and everyone's just sat on these roofs waiting. It took me nearly an hour to do it, to get enough, because you've got to put out 60 fires. Sometimes, you know, like every time you do one, it's usually like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, depends how lucky you get. You've got to do 60 of the fuckers. It takes ages because the pillagers keep getting killed. Why can't the fires just randomly, spontaneously combust like they have in all the houses in the past? Why do we have to have these pillagers? And if you do have to have these pillagers, decide, okay, we want it to make sense that the houses suddenly burst into flames, or have a pillager throw a little fire stick on it. Why make it the quest before be you got to fucking kill them, and why make it that they're attackable? Because if you didn't have a quest there saying, you know, don't kill these dudes, people would still aggro them and attack them. Why can't they just be standard NPCs? You can't attack, you can't engage, you can't pull. They just do their thing, because there is no fire anywhere, because people just keep killing that fuckers. So, this is a little pledge for everybody, right? Everybody, don't kill pillagers in that village. Kill the suppressors. I think they're called suppressors. Yeah, kill the suppressors like around the edge, but leave the pillagers in the middle. And don't move into the middle because you'll aggro them. So just stay away, kill the shit around the edge, and then when you come to try and do your fire quest, you'll appreciate it because everybody else is doing the same, and you can get it done and save yourself about fucking half an hour. Let's make it happen. Right. But, so when you hit 90, you've got dailies, rep grind, justice points. And now you're lucky because they've just changed it, as you probably saw today in the patch notes, that justice points, the honoured gear is going to have all of their honoured requirements removed, which is good for you. Was fucking difficult for me when I hit fucking 90. So now you have access to Golden Lotus, August Celestials, Shadow Pan and Calaxy Justice Point gear, regardless of your reputation. Now, I only had access to Calaxy when I hit level 90, which was one item. So trying to get 440 item level was really tough when you just dinged, if you did what I did, and disenchanted every fucking thing along the way because you didn't want to get rid of your gear. Because I like holding on to purples and legendaries. Which is fair enough, I can understand why they've done it, and it is a good move. It is what should have been done to start with, to be honest, because it was needed. But at the same time, Justice is completely useless now. I think I bought the one pair of gloves, and then got into heroics and pretty much just farmed heroics, and now full 463, and haven't spent another point of justice points. I've been sat on 4,000 justice points for about a week. You know, can I have something like, I don't know, trade goods or something I can spend it on? You know, to spend the effort that I'm putting in. You know, and then. Another point is a rep grind. Like, yes, the rep grind's fair enough. Yes, there's lots of dailies. Fine, I can handle that. You know, I don't mind there being lots to do because you don't have to necessarily do them. If you want to have Exalted with every single reputation, have access to everything, then yeah, you're going to put the effort in to do every single set of dailies, which I do because it doesn't exactly take long. I mean, it's like half an hour per faction. I mean, it's like 5 factions. Yeah, that's like 2.5 hours. But yeah, you'll be done eventually. But what I don't understand is the lesser charms of good fortune. Yeah. At first I thought these are going to be fucking brilliant. At first I thought, holy shit, you need 90 to get 3 elder charms of good fortune, which is the extra loot thing. And I thought, that's a little bit steep. But it turns out it's actually alright. It isn't too bad. So 90 of those, right? And I thought, that's fine. By Wednesday, when raid starts, I'll have like 12. Oh, sweet, I'm going to get double rolls on every single boss. I thought, nice. Then I find out it's a weekly quest, so you can only exchange them once per week. So you can only get 3 Elder Charms of Good Fortune per week. Now, I've got about 4 stacks of Lesser Chance of Good Fortune in my bags because I do so many dailies. How is it right that, I know they like to say, oh, we don't want people that, you know, to get overpowered and to just farm stuff. I can understand there's a cap of 10. That's fair enough, you know, that you can't have more than 10 because they don't want people to like farm them in prep for heroic raids or prep for next tier and things like that. That I can understand. That's fair. But I can't see why they would stop you. They'd only let you get 3 per week. When, if I'm putting the effort in to do the dailies, get the lesser chance of good fortune, I should get the reward of having extra shots at loot. Like, it's a standard. It's how everything works. More effort you put in, the more you get out. So why is it that I'm putting all this effort in, but I'm limited to only 3, like everybody else who's putting a fifth of the effort that I'm putting in? You know, why cap it? Fine, cap how many you can have at any one point to stop people farming it, but I really don't think you should cap how many times you can do it. Obviously it will cap because you can only have 10, so I can only hand it in 3 times really before you start wasting it. But let them hand it in 3 times a week. What's it gonna do? I mean, you're gonna gear up quicker, which means they'll probably be happier and they won't be pissed off that the loot that they need isn't dropping. I mean, at the end of the day, it isn't guaranteed that it's going to be the item you need. It could be the item you've already got. So don't cap it. That's what I think anyway. That's what I think. You guys might think wrong. If you agree with like Shire of Anger or the Town on Fire or the Elder Charms of Good Fortune, you know, comment. Let's get some discussion going. Maybe they'll see it. Who knows? You never know. You never know. You can wish, can't you? Right. So that's enough of what Mist is like. You've hit level 90. It's probably aimed at Warlocks, as that's kind of what I know about. Right. You've hit level 90. What do you do now? Right. So now with the patch, especially, you want to buy your Justice Points gear. So you want to go to every vendor, every quartermaster, and buy whatever justice point gear you can with whatever justice you've got. Obviously you capped at 4,000, but as much as you can. I remember I got the gloves from Claxey, they're quite good, they got hit and haste, I think. And then there's other stuff around there. Only 450 item levels, so they're not as good as heroics, but you need 440 item level in order to do heroics. So like when I dinged 90, I only had 436, I think it was, item level, because I kept disenchanting shit and not actually like keeping it or equipping it, or because, you know. So either keep stuff while you're leveling, so that when you hit 90 you've got 440 item level, or just go spend a load of justice points and buy some 450 item level stuff. Right? If you're still lacking, scenario, the Arena of Annihilation, go there. There's a quest. It's basically Ring of Blood from, you know, the last 3 expansions. They just decided to move it into a scenario. Go there, it's a quest to kill these 5 mobs in an arena, Trial of the Grand Crusader style thing. And at the end of it you get a 450 item level weapon. So there's another 450 item level weapon you can get. You want to start your dailies. Soon, the day you hit 90, go find as many dailies as you can. Now you got, in order to get, at first you've only got Claxey and Golden Lotus. Claxey's and Dread Waste, which you should be doing if you're questing to level up, and by the time you hit 90 you'll probably be honoured, so that's alright. And Golden Lotus you'll start in neutral unless there's some quests which I missed. I didn't really do much questing, I pretty much went straight to Talon Steeps and just quested from there. So you've got to go to start on Golden Lotus, which is in Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Now the quest chain for Golden Lotus starts at the Temple of the White Tiger in Kunlun Summit. So you got to start there and it'll take you down, and then you can start doing all the quests. Now you can't start dailies for Shadow Pan or August Celestials until you are revered with Golden Lotus. That takes a little while. I just hit Honoured last night, which opens up a third quest hub for dailies for the Golden Lotus. So it'd be quicker to get to revered than going by the number. So it won't take as long as you originally think, but it's going to take a while. And then once you get revered, then obviously you can work towards getting revered with Shadow Pan and August Celestials, and then that opens up 4, 8, 9, I think, item level. Yeah, 4, 8, 9. That opens up 4, 8, 9 item level gear, which you probably, the first place you'll get is Claxey. Then you'll probably end up getting Golden Lotus, and then Shadow Pan and August Celestials after that. So it's going to take a while, to be honest with you. So there's a couple of items for Revered, 4, 8, 9, which you're going to want to spend VP on. Well, it depends on what how your playstyle is. If you don't really do heroics, then you're going to want to spend VP. If you do heroics, you want to think about it, because some of the items are better than the normal mode counterparts because they're just better itemized, whereas obviously they're not going to be better than the heroic mode Mogashan Vaults because they're not as high item level. So depending on what sort of progression you're going to go for as to whether you want to probably spend VP or not. But the ones you want to note are the neck from Claxey, the chest and shoulders and cloak from Golden Lotus, and then the legs from Claxey, the ring from Golden Lotus, the ring from August Celestials, the braces from August Celestials, and the boots from August Celestials. So as you can see, not really anything from Shadow Pan. So that's something you want to try and do, is get them revered as quick as you can, just by dailies. So many dailies, like loads. You want to start your farm. If you didn't go into Valley of the Four Winds whilst leveling, which I didn't, because I dungeon spammed up to 88 and then just went straight to Talon Steep, so I skipped that out. You want to get your farm going. Now I love this farm. It's awesome. I don't know why. I didn't like Farmville or anything like that, but I just like having a farm. It's just great fun. Starts off with like 4 slots for you to plant food for like crops, and then as you progress you get another 4, and then I don't know how big so I've only got to the second set of 4. I'm not sure how much further it goes. I think it expands another 4, maybe a bit more. Who cares? We'll see. And that's good because you can use that. That's really helpful for leveling your cooking. And then there's loads of tillers dailies right next to there, so you want to do those as well for getting them up and cooking, because feasts now are slightly different. Back then, somebody made a feast, they put it down, you'd get the max buff from it. Sweet. Changed now. If they put a feast down, you'll get a buff. I think it's 250 or yeah. Can't remember right off the top of it. It's either 250 or 275 of your stat. But the best food you can get is 300. So, but it goes up according to your cooking. So if you can cook the 300 stuff and you eat from somebody else's feast, regardless of what cooking level they are, you will get a 300 stat buff. As far as I can tell from the way they worded it, I haven't actually got to use one yet to find out. But that's how I can see. That's what I can tell it works. So you want to level your cooking really, so that you can actually get the best buff from it. It's pretty simple, to be honest. It just takes a couple of days. And using the farm makes it really easy anyway. So do that. If you didn't do it while you're leveling, you want to get your professions up. Professions are always very useful. There's always items you need all the time, and if anything, it's to make money. Always at the beginning of expansion, there is so much money to be made. I know I've doubled my bank balance in the first week alone. So, I mean, I'm fucking shit lazy when it comes to making money on Warcraft. Like, I just never did it. I just don't. So, if I can do it, just think what you can do, you know? It's fine. Heroics. So, as soon as you've got 440 item level or plus, or you don't even need 440 item level. If you've got 4 mates, you know, to form a group, tank healer, 3 DPS, if you've got a group of you, just walk in. You know, just get a group, walk to the entrance, go in. You don't need 440 item level to do heroics. You only need it to queue random or specific. You can just simply walk in. In fact, that's what we did the first 2 or 3, because we didn't have the item level. We just all walked in and then got a couple of upgrades, and then bish bash bosh, 440. So get on heroics. Now they are fucking easy. Excuse my French, but they are so easy. It's unbelievable. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and go, "Oh, you made it too easy." Oh, I don't care if you've made it so easy. It's nice because randoms is so painful sometimes. Like, yes, easies can get annoying when you're with guildies or whatever, and all you ever do is play with guildies, and it's just steamroll face smashing on the keyboard type thing. People can say, you know, that's boring, but so what? You're going to do dailies for like a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks at an absolute max, just to gear up so you can do raids. I mean, how many people actually sit there and just be like, oh man, I can't wait to get onto WoW and do some fucking heroics. Oh, I love doing dungeons. Nobody does. I mean, challenge mode if you do. If you like that, you got your challenge modes. It's good, because they are harder, and you got the timing thing, so it's good. But heroics, nobody cares about. Heroics are simply something we have to do to get the gear to raid. So why make it hard? Because they're only going to nerf it in the end. So just leave it easy, you know, let us just fucking power through it. Especially when you're with complete randoms, because that is so painful sometimes. Oh my god. Complete randoms like the Holy Paladin that stole my haste ring. Oh my god, I'm so angry. I can reforge the hit out into spirit. Go jump off a cliff. Right, end of that rant. What you need to prepare for. So we've got normal raids coming tomorrow, actually. So you need to be gear ready, right? Full 463. If you're a tailor, you know, you're going to make your chest and your cloth, or you want to buy the chest and the braces off of the gloves off of the auction house. Shire of Anger, if you can get into the correct raid to do it, good luck. Tier legs, tier gloves. Engineerings, they got the helm. Brewfest, don't know if it's still going on, I think it is. Trinket, it's alright, it's not the best, but it does, you can reforge the crit out to hit, and then the proc's quite nice because it's a big amount of spell power. Time that with your dark soul, and then your DPS goes through the roof. I'm talking through the roof. And then food, enchants, gems, flask, the usual jazz. Inscribers now, I ran the numbers in terms of the weapon. The weapon's good, don't get me wrong. The staff you can make for inscription is good, but the cost is ridiculous. Like, I think I've worked out, if you wanted to sort of forget like your cooldown and just power out as quick as you can, it's going to cost you about 100 spirits of harmony. Now that shit's expensive. Not expensive in terms of money, expensive in terms of time. 100 spirits of harmony, that's going to take you forever to farm. I think I found a total of maybe 20 odd. I even farmed like 5 or 10. Like, don't worry about it. If you've got time and you're not going to raid or do heroics or anything like that, then fine, yeah, make it. You know, it'd be worth your time and it's a good weapon. But with raids just tomorrow, don't bother wasting the time and the effort. Just go on to something else. Don't worry about it. And Dark Moon trinkets, they are good. The caster one is very, very sought after, very lucrative on our server, and I think the healing one's pretty good as well. The caster one is definitely for us something we want to get. I'm working on getting it. I think I've got 2 so far. I'm inscription, so I just make the cards. If I get the card, sweet. I've got 2 of them so far. I'm definitely having by the time Darkmoon Fair comes out. If I don't, I'm going to spend a lot of money to make sure I do. So definitely try and get that trinket because it is good. Like the last 2 expansions, I think, even maybe before that, the Darkmoon card trinkets have always been like best in slot for like 2 tiers. So going on that basis, it's going to be good. Even if it's not good for 2 tiers, it will be good for however long it takes you to get the better one from heroic raiding. So definitely worth it. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was, to those of you who actually care more about the in-depth sort of theory craft side of things, because I know there's a lot of people who just like to play and just like to know what's what and just some pointers and some advice, but then don't really care about min-max and don't really care about theory crafting, and so at this point they'll probably be like, I'm going to leave, I don't need to watch the rest of it. So that's fine, you know. But for the people that do like to, do like to theory craft and etc, etc, I've got some for you. Now, stat weightings are still the same, and I recommend you go to wow-heroes.com, check your account, check your character, update it, because they've done a lot of work to their site. They've really brought it up. It's really good now, and it actually will say on your page your stat weightings for your current spec, which I thought was really nice. And it is, as I said, as we saw in Simulation Craft, it's currently hit, mastery, haste, then crit. With mastery only slightly ahead. I think mastery's on about 2.7 and haste is on 2.5, so it's only slightly ahead, but ahead nonetheless. So mastery's the way to go, then haste, and then crit, which is always rubbish. But the thing I was doing some theory crafting of today, as you can probably see from my scribbling of numbers and etc, etc, I started, because obviously now that the haste, your haste is so low. Like, I remember the end of Cataclysm I had 25% unbuffed haste, and now I've got 7, I think, 7% maybe. You're getting so little corruption ticks, you're getting so little nightfall procs, you're getting so few soul shards. So I thought we need to run some numbers, right? What is more beneficial? Just we're looking at a 14-second period, right? So we're looking at a 14-second period of time. You can either just Malefic Grasp, just pure Malefic Grasp, nothing else. Not worry about trying to drain soul to get shards back or anything like that. If you've got 0 shards, 0 procs coming up, and you've got to do some damage, just pure Malefic Grasp for 14 seconds. Right? What damage will that yield? Then you've got the other side of the argument where, okay, we did 4 seconds of drain soul in, because that'll give us 2 shards. No, 1 shard, because it ticks twice, so then you get 1 shard back. Right? 4 seconds of drain soul in, cast a horn, and then you have 8 seconds of Malefic Grasping. Right? Which of the two yields more damage, because at the end of the day, that's what you need to know. Do I just continue to Malefic Grasp and just wait for a Nightfall proc, or do I force another Soul Shard with Drained Soul above 20%? This is above 20%, bear in mind, because under 20% don't matter, you just use Drained Soul regardless. And at this low gear level, now this was done with numbers I was remembering without logging on, so the numbers aren't 100%, they could be out, but it gives us a good basis, so I'll double check it once I actually get online and probably put it in the comment or something, or an annotation here, just here, like that. The damage difference is very small, but there is one. Drain, Souling and Haunt does give an ever so slight damage increase. Now, over the 14-second period, using my rough damage numbers of what I remember my things ticking for, pure Malefic Grasp will do 439.25 thousand damage, whereas Drain Soul for 2 ticks, Haunt and then Malefic Grasp for 8 seconds will yield 442.25 thousand damage over the 14-second period. So that's a 3,000 damage difference. I know you're thinking, 3,000 damage, that's like nothing. It does sound very small, but think about it, at this low gear level and this much spell power, as the spell power goes up, your dots hit harder and faster, the gap's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger theoretically, but also at the same time you're going to get more and more Nightfall procs. So as we get better gear, we'll start to rethink about the theory of it, but at the moment it is ever so slightly marginally more DPS to do Drain Soul to get 1 shard, Haunt and then Malefic Grasp instead of just pure Malefic Grasping. Obviously you can be lazy and just stick to pure Malefic Grasping, but if you were wondering, that's the answer. I was wondering, I wrote some numbers down, found it out. So if you save you the time of doing it if you were thinking of doing that. But that's pretty much all I can think of at the minute, to be fair. I mean, I've got like 87,000 pieces of paper around here with all sorts of shit written on them, what I need to talk about. Yeah, that'll do. I'll probably have some footage for you, hopefully, of us killing raid bosses. As long as we can all get online for the raid, that'll be cool. So, thanks for tuning in. Comment, like and subscribe as always, and then keep tuning back. Check out www.raidguides.com for my videos. I'll put them on there as well, and I'll see you guys next time.